Hey everybody, welcome to Crack Pack Tuesday, number 169 on the Mana Leek. I'm John as always, and we've got another pack of Guilds of Ravnica. It's the set that won't go away. We've got a while left with this set. But anyways, we're going to crack this pack open, see what's in it, and see what we would take pack one, pick one if this was a draft. This, of course, is a sponsored crack a pack opening. If you want to get in on this, you need to go over to patreon.com/themanaleek and donate $5 or more, and you'll be entered for the following month and all future months that you maintain that patronship to get all the cards or some of the cards or whatever cards you want in this pack. Not everybody wants all the cards. Some of the packs aren't that great, but a foil Vraska went out a couple of weeks ago. But we'll crack this pack open. This is Zangi's pack, so they'll get every card in here or whatever cards they want. Up first, we've got ourselves a Passwall Adept. Passwall Adept is 1 and a blue for a creature, human, warrior, wizard. Pay 2 and a blue. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. It's pretty solid. It definitely gives you some reach. It helps you close out some decks. It's totally fine in either blue deck. It's just nowhere near a first pick. Up next is Maximize Velocity, a single red mana for a sorcery. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains haste until end of turn, and it's got Jumpstart, so you can do it again. It's not great. If you're desperate for some spells in your Izzet deck, I guess you can go with this, but it's not great. It's like 26th card. You should barely play it and certainly not first pick it. Up next is Healer's Hawk. It's an F, as we said in the set review, so we can move on. No, Healer's Hawk is a single white mana for a creature bird. It's got flying, it's got lifelink, it's a 1/1. It's pretty darn good in Boros. It's much less good in Selesnya. Sure, it's still taps for Convoke, but Selesnya needs something to really give it some power, and this doesn't give Selesnya power. But this with some counters on it, either through Mentor or through Gird with Battle, can be super annoying. Still, can be dealt with without too much hassle, so I'm never first picking one, but they're pretty okay in Boros. Up next is Wishcoin Crab. Wishcoin Crab is 3 and a blue for a creature crab. It's a 2/5, and that's about it. If you really need to get to the late game, I guess you can go with this. And I've certainly played some of these, but it's not exciting, and it shouldn't really be your A plan or necessarily your B plan, but it's there if you need it. Not a first pick. Up next is Crawl Foragers. Crawl Foragers is 4 and a green for a creature insect scout. It's a 4/4. It's got Undergrowth. You gain a life for each creature in your graveyard when it enters the battlefield. It's not good. It's an overcosted 4/4 that gives you an extraordinarily minimal benefit. It's super not worth it. I try to just basically never, ever play these. Certainly not a first pick. Up next is Izzet Locket. Izzet Locket is 3 generic mana for an artifact. You can tap it to add a blue or a red mana, and you can pay blue or red, blue or red, blue or red, blue or red, and tap it and sacrifice it to draw 2 cards. The Lockets aren't good. I've been saying this for a while. They're not good. If you're 5-color shenanigans, then a Locket might be okay, but you'd probably prefer more gates because you're probably doing stuff with Glaive or Gatekeeper Gargoyles or something like that. The Lockets are just super slow. They're something I never ever want to play. I'd prefer to never pick a Locket if possible, and I certainly don't want to play them. Not a first pick. Direct Current is potentially a first pick. 1 red for a sorcery, Direct Current deals 2 damage to target creature, any target. Boy, it's hard to read these. I'm a few feet away from these cards. It's got Jumpstart. It's solid. It's totally fine. It's Shock. Yeah, it's sorcery speed. Yeah, it's 3 mana. Yeah, people complained about this at the start of the set, but as I said from the start, you will still happily play this card, and it's totally fine. I would consider first picking it. It kills a lot of things. It kills that stupid Healer's Hawk. It's one way to deal with it very easily. It's not an amazing first pick, but it's certainly the first pick right now. Up next is Iron Shell Beetle. Iron Shell Beetle is 1 and a green for a creature insect. It's a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, you put a counter on anything, any creature itself as well. Some people miss that. Don't forget, this is a bear at the worst. Yeah, this is actually pretty solid. This is one of the powerful green cards in the set, which is obviously somewhat sad for green. If you're Selesnya, if you're Golgari, you're very happy to see these. Selesnya, it's another body for Convoke. Golgari, it puts that counter on something else, and then it serves itself up for Sever the Strands or getting blocked and being chumped or whatever. Yeah, it's totally fine. I'd never really want to first pick it, but it's totally fine. Up next is Muse Drake. Muse Drake is 3 and a blue for a creature Drake. It's got flying. It's a 1/3, and when it enters the battlefield, you draw yourself a card. It's fine, but it's not great. You'll certainly play the first one if you have a spot, but you are not going out of your way to get yourself a Muse Drake. Even the first one. Second one, it becomes a bit more questionable. It's fine. It's nowhere near a first pick. And that's 9 commons. That means we've got a foil coming up. Rock Charger is 2 and a white for a creature, bird, and uncommon. I better leave that one there. It's got flying. It's a 1/3, and whenever Rock Charger attacks, target attacking creature without flying gains flying until end of turn. Rock Charger is fantastic. This thing is really hard to deal with the 3 toughness. It's in the air. It makes your mentor creatures fly, which keeps them alive. It makes your siege worms fly. This card is fantastic in every single white deck. Super, super, super solid. Definite potential first pick. And questionable as to whether you take the current or the Rock Charger, I think. Another very good and potentially first pickable card is Sunhome Stalwart. Sunhome Stalwart is 1 and a white for a creature, human soldier. It's a 2/2 with first strike. It is the upsideiest of upside bears, and it's got mentor. Sunhome Stalwart is fantastic. It's just such a great aggressive creature. It can be really hard to deal with inside of combat. Love me a Sunhome Stalwart. I definitely consider first picking it. And I still don't know which of these 3 cards I'd be taking. And, well, we get a card that we don't have to super consider, although it is good in the deck that wants it. That's Circuitous Route. Circuitous Route is 3 and a green for a sorcery at uncommon. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and or gate cards. Put them onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. This thing is fantastic for getting your extra colors. Don't play it for ramp. There's not really that many ramp targets in the set, period. And getting 2 extra lands on turn 4 available to you on turn 5. That's not what this card is for. But if you're doing 3, 4, 5 color shenanigans, Circuitous Route is going to be your absolute savior. But I would never first pick it, so we can end that discussion there. Our rare is a good old Shockland. Shockland, Sacred Foundry, land, mountain, plains. Tap to add a red or a white to your mana pool, and it enters the battlefield tapped unless you pay 2 life. It's a Shockland. You're never first picking these unless it's for value, and if it's for value, it's going to be worth you know, a decent bit of value for now. Yeah, Sacred Foundry, rare land, never really a first pick, so it won't be in our discussion outside of for value. Our foil is a Lotleth Giant. Lotleth Giant is 6 and a black for a creature, zombie giant and uncommon. It's a 6/5, and it's got undergrowth. When it comes into the battlefield, it pings each opponent. It pings target opponent for each creature in your graveyard. It can be a decent finisher. You've really got to load your graveyard up, though. You want this to be dealing at least 5 damage, I think, preferably 6, 7, or 8, so that it kind of gets to be like an inescapable blaze. But yeah, I'd prefer to just stay away from the decks that want this as the finisher, but if you are in that Golgari deck, then this is an okay finisher, but I'm never really first picking it. And we get ourselves an Is It Guildgate. So yeah, our first pick is, I guess, the Shockland for value, but otherwise we're stuck on Rock Charger, Direct Current, or Sunhome Stalwart. And that's an interesting question. If you want to be cute, you can take the Direct Current and let 2 people to your left fight over white. But remember, you're only getting 1 pack back from the person on your left. You're passing 2 packs to them, so it's not a big deal. If you're going to get cut on white, it's only going to happen for 1 pack, and it's not going to have that big of an impact. So I wouldn't get that cute. Boy. This is a tough question. I feel like Rock Charger goes in more decks. This goes in the Selesnya deck or the Boros deck, and you're super happy about either of them. The Sunhome Stalwart, I don't know if it goes in the Selesnya deck as well. You'd still 100% play it, but I don't think it pulls you into both decks. I think this definitely wants to be in Boros. Direct Current goes in both Boros and Izzet. I think it goes slightly more into Izzet. So honestly, I'm having a really tough time with this one. Boy, I think the correct pick could be the Rock Charger. Oh, but I think I might have a tough time just passing the removal as small removal as it is. Let me know in the comments what you would take. I'm going to say Rock Charger, but I don't know if that's correct. Let me know what you've taken. Would you have taken the Rock Charger, the Direct Current, the Sunhome Stalwart? Would you have just taken the Sacred Foundry for value? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me on Twitter at the Mana Leek. That's L-E-E-K, like the vegetable, not the card. You can find me at facebook.com/themanaleek, twitch.tv/themanaleek, and patreon.com/themanaleek. If you like the content, click that thumbs up button, click subscribe if you want to see more, and if you do have questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, see y'all next time.